friends, welcome to my live. And if you happen to be watching later, welcome to the replay. Happy Monday, happy beginning of the week, happy happy whatever. My name is Robin, and I'm with Robin's A Blue Creations, and I'm also an independent designer with Couture. And tonight we will be using Couture products to make inexpensive, easy to clean, easy to do DIY home decor and gifts. Once you hop on, say hi in the comments. Tell me where you are watching from. I'm going live from a very snowy, very cold central Kansas, but I want to know where you are watching from and what the weather's like in your neck of the woods. Also, I want to let you know that I'm live in 3 locations this evening. So if you hear me refer to a comment that you don't see in your comment feed, that viewer may be watching and commenting from a different platform. I just want to be transparent and upfront. Also, if you're watching from my private Facebook group, if you wouldn't mind clicking the permission link in the description of the video, that way StreamYard can pin your comment to your profile name and pic. If you don't click that link and you comment, then your comment will show up as Facebook user and I won't know who to say hi to. Oh my goodness, there's lots of people to say hi to. I see that Margie is on and it says that she's watching from Ontario, Canada. Welcome. And it's snowy where she's at. I also see that Jason is watching from the other side of the door. I see that, excuse me, Bonita is watching. She is watching in her chair with one eye and doing a craft with her other eye. So she is crafting along with me this evening. I do apologize. I'm going to pop in a cough drop because I can feel a tickle coming on. I think I'm getting over this cough, but you know, it's my kind of my running joke is I can get pink eye or athlete's foot and it ends up in a chest cough that stays for 3 months. So that's just kind of the way it is in my life. If at all during this video you like what you see, don't forget to hit that heart button, hit that thumbs up button, spread the Choc Love all over Facebook and YouTube. Tag your crafty friends and invite them to watch along with you. With that, I'm going to add in my second camera and I'm going to flip the overhead camera on, and I'm still here on the front view. So if you remember back a couple months ago, we made a paper bag wreath. I made a 10-inch wreath. This is made solely out of lunch bags. I think I used 14 bags total and they're cut in half, so 28 bags, 28 half tube bags. But tonight I wanted to upscale a little bit, upsize. So last night I made, if you can see it in the little front view camera, I made an 18-inch paper bag wreath. It took 56 full bags. I did link the original. I did 2 paper bag wreath projects back to back. I linked those in the description of all the videos, so you can go back and watch those. But I also kind of wanted to, I can go over really quickly how I made the paper bag wreath. I'm just going to grab some wire cutters. And also, as I was thinking about how I was going to, sorry, it's going to make a bunch of noise, how I was going to secure my 2 cut pieces right here, I think I came up with a plan on how to do that next time. So this one was a 10-inch. This one is an 18-inch. I also have a 14-inch. And I was thinking, I cut this one closer to one of these crossbars. But I was thinking if there's a way, let's just experiment. If I can cut these 2 bars on this side and these two bars on this side, then I'm thinking that I can use those offsetting connector pieces and make it easier to put back together. I don't know, but I'm going to experiment. So this is how I make the paper bag wreath. You do have to disconnect your wire frame. You could probably use a straw wreath form or a styrofoam wreath form if you wanted to. These wire frames are pretty easy. So you just need to disconnect your wire frame. So I just use some, not those, use some good wire cutters, not those. So just disconnect those pieces. And I think I'm still going to have to disconnect that middle piece from itself. And I think, so I've snipped these two, sorry you can't see, I've snipped these two on the right side of this crossbar. I snipped these bottom ones on the left side of the crossbar. And then I think I'm going to need to cut the crossbar in half. So I'm thinking when I go back to reconnect this after I put the wire, after I put the paper bags on, then I can use a twisty tie over these two crossbar pieces to connect it together a little easier than just 4 raw edges of wire. That was my thought. Okay, so to make the paper bag wreath, you just need lunch sacks. You can get them in white. You can get them in craft. I just get them from Walmart. You can get them from the Dollar Tree probably. So you're going to flip them over to where you see this little flap, and you're just going to cut that little flap off. You don't need it. So then you're left with this tube. And for these larger ones, I used the whole bag. For this smaller one, you'll see in the original tutorial that I just cut down this line, and then so you'll end up with a half, and then you glue it together, and so this becomes 2 tubes instead of just 1. But with this larger one, you just take this full bag and you just kind of wad it up and smash it in. I kind of like to smash all my raw edge pieces towards the inside. And then you're left with this paper bag donut. And then you just feed it on to your wire frame, kind of like that, until you get all the way full. So now I have to figure out how to, just going to throw that one on the floor. So now I need to reconnect to this one, which I should have done earlier, which is the famous last words. I wanted to have it connected already, but I didn't. So I think I'm just going to use this square, this extra piece of bag, and I'm going to hot glue it shut. And then I think I'm just going to try to use it to hot glue. So I just hot glued it together. This is going to be easier said than done. I don't know if I can clip these back at all. Probably not. Yeah. I just happen to have some random little binder clips on my desk. Don't ask me why. So we're just going to bind these paper bags back so I can get to my wires a little easier. And so then I'm just going to, let's turn it this way. I think I'm just going to temporarily tape them. This is why I think it would be best to keep those two cross braces intact on either side. That way you can just like zip tie or pipe cleaner those two crossbars together, and then you don't have to fiddle with putting raw wires back together, because that is kind of the hard part. So I'm just kind of temporarily taping it. See if I can get it to stay together, at least somewhat. And again, this is kind of like watching paint dry. Nothing like watching somebody struggle to put a wreath back together. I wished I would have thought about that crossbar thing earlier. It's at least going to help me keep it together. Maybe. This is probably the hardest part of the whole thing. If anybody has any brilliant ideas, I could try to hot glue them together, but I would end up with blisters. Okay, so I roughly have them somewhat together. And this does not have to be perfect. So I'm just adding, I can't see, I'm adding a ton of hot glue. And I'm just going to connect it as best as I can to the back side. And then I'm going to load up this side with hot glue. Miss Bonita, did you find any treasures on Saturday at the Prairie Patch Craft Show? I found a lot of things I would have loved to have had. A lot of things that I could probably make, but never will. And then I did get a cute gnome made out of a bowling pin. That was about all I got, though. Oh, and then those couple of things that a little candy cane and ornament and block Christmas tree. Okay, I would hope that that's not going anywhere. I'm just pressing it down, and then it doesn't have to be perfect because your paper bags will kind of hide it. Okay, so there is our paper bag wreath. We're going to put this to the side for right now. And I'm just going to set it down on the floor. So let me show you real quick what my inspiration is. This was, I believe this was in the fall catalog. I think it's either in the fall or the holiday catalog. I think it's in the autumn winter 2022 Couture catalog. It's really pretty for fall. I kind of like the wire wreath, but I'm not I'm not into the swag. I think it's beautiful, but that's just not something that I can do. But I really liked the dangling elements in the center. So we're going to do a little bit of that with some of the Christmas transfers and the Christmas tiered tray accents. So that is my inspiration. So I have the set of 3 Christmas tree cutouts that go along with this transfer right here. Let's get all these out of the way. So here's the tree cutout. Here's the star, and there's the bell. I'm also going to use these 2 backgrounds. And this one is called the tiered tray Christmas cutouts. I also pulled out the tiered tray Christmas transfer, and so I'm going to use some of these elements. And then I have, for this, I have the box frames, and I also have some of the mini tags. These are the 3x3 box frames. I also have the tags, and then I'm also going to use some of the Jingle All the Way minis, which I thought might be kind of cute on the tags. They'd also work on the 3x3s. And then, because it is hashtag monthly transfer Monday, I think I'm going to use, if they'll fit, I have a package of the chalk suede Christmas cards, or the fold over cards. And if you have not used the chalk suede, oh my goodness, it's like a coated cardstock. We'll probably have to use the smaller one. So I will chalk on the chalk suede fold over cards with the stocking portion of the Club Couture transfer for the month. So that's what we are going to do. So, and then I also have for colors, I have Candy Apple, Forest. I have the old jade color, but I really like it, but you could substitute eucalyptus. I have Storm, and I have white, and I brought in some Couture teal. And let me get back to my comments. Benita said nothing this year she couldn't do without. She saw some garland she liked, but thought I can do that. So that's what you're working on now. Very good. I know I saw a lot of things. I was like, oh, but I could so make that. I can make it for probably 4 times what it would cost, and it would take me 5 years, but it is what it is. Okay, so let's get started. Let's put my other wreath down. I think we'll go ahead and we'll start on these cutouts. So if you're new to Chalk Couture, these are silkscreen reusable transfers. They are reusable about 8 to 12 times, depending on how well you take care of them. Since they are reusable and I will be returning them to this backer sheet, I need to denote on the back side what the name is, and that will tell me that is the back side. So this is the tiered tray, and this is Christmas. So when I'm finished with all of these transfers, I've gotten them all clean, I'm ready to store them away, then I know that this is the tiered tray Christmas backer sheet, and that this is the back side, so I can return all of the transfers that go with this backer sheet on the correct side. You'll also notice that these transfers have suggested cut lines. You can either cut your transfer and backer sheet completely apart, but I like to leave my backer sheet in one piece. It's just less to take care of. So I pull up a portion of the transfer, I place my scissors under there, and I score along that line. Score along that line. And now we have 5 separate transfers, but 1 backer sheet. I'll do the same to this one. This one is called, sorry, there's a lot of, these are Christmas cutouts. And then this is Tiered Tray Christmas. And sometimes I just cut out what I think I'm going to need. So I definitely think I'll use these two. Although that pine cone spray would be really pretty on that longer tag. So maybe we'll cut that just in case, but okay. And then that one's all cut, so we're good. And then I don't know, we may not use these, but I pulled them out. Okay, so let's get our Christmas cutouts out. And we'll get this transfer. We'll get our fuzz towel. So these are new transfers that are going on wood pieces. So I do want to make sure that I fuzz so I can knock back just a little bit of that adhesive so that it doesn't pull up any of the fibers of my wood pieces, and it also does not stretch or distort my transfer when I go to pull it off. And I don't know if these are one-sided. Sometimes the Christmas trees fit one way only. That looks about, I think I've got the right side. I just didn't quite have it lined up correctly. So luckily I can see through the transfer so that I can see how my wood cutout is lined up. It's a little crooked. That's good enough. So I'm going to burnish. And I think I'm going to use the forest green. This is a new color this year. I believe it's one of the in vogue colors, which means at some point it will be leaving. So you might want to get it before it's gone. So there happens to be some in my lid. So I'm just going to use my mini squeegee. And I have a little bit of the chalk paste. I'm just going to run my squeegee along the areas that have the silk screen, making sure I get all of those areas. And you can paint these cutouts, you could stain them, you could sand them completely down. I didn't wax them just because it's a small area. So now I'm just going to pull my transfer up. I'm going to get a detail tool. This tool happens to have a pokey end and about 1/4 inch squeegee on one end. I like to use it it's just kind of a helpful little tool to hold this down, the wood cutout down, while I peel up my transfer. Kind of. So there's my tree. I'm just going to lay my transfer over here and spray it with a little bit of water. That way I can keep it that chalk paste wet so it doesn't dry so much in my silk screen that it makes it harder to clean. Let's put that over to the side. Actually, lift it up a little bit. So there's the Christmas tree. I'm going to get out a wet wipe and try to clean my tools as I go so that I don't have as much mess at the end. Now let's look at our inspiration photo again. I'm trying to decide if I want to paint one of the box frames, and I think I do, and that won't take very long. So let's get out one of our box frames. And let me see what paintbrushes I have at my disposal. I don't want one that's too big, but I don't want one that's too little. It's probably too big, but I do like the angle. Let's use this one. Okay, so let's paint this one red. This one, we'll use candy apple red. I'm going to get a little bit of distilled water out. I'm just going to spray it in my lid. So I'm going to get my paintbrush wet, pick up some of that water. I'm just painting with the chalk paste. Trying to be careful and not get too much paint on the sides of my box frame. The nice thing about painting with your chalk paste is that you don't have to worry about finding other acrylic paints that match. This dries super fast. Oops. So I'm kind of just pushing my paintbrush up to the edge of the box frame. And I'm just going to try to even out my brush strokes. Sorry, you probably can't see any of that. Okay, easy peasy. Tiny bit in that corner that I missed. Okay. Okay, we'll let that dry. Lay that to the side. Let's get that dried real quick. let that continue to dry as we do the other cutouts. So let's grab the star. I'm just kind of looking at my ribbon. I think I'm going to go out on a crazy limb and do the star in Couture teal. Call me crazy. That looks pretty good for my first try. It's my favorite color, Couture teal. So again, I'm just going to get some on my squeegee. Mine is a bit thick. I'm just going to cover all of those silkscreen areas. Okay, so let's see what we have. Let's get my little detail tool. I don't know if that's part of the distressing. Can't tell if it's part of the distressing or if my paste is too thick. I know some of this star is distressed. Okay. Again, I'm just going to lay this over here on my towel. Spray it down so the paste doesn't dry in my silk screen. That way it's a little easier to clean. I'm going to wipe off my squeegee. Which reminds me, I still have squeegee soaking from last week. Oopsie. So there's our star. Very pretty. Okay, let's grab our bell. Figure out what color to do that one. Maybe we'll do that storm. I should probably do the bow a different color. So this can only go one way because the bow flares out on this side. So again, I'm going to hold it up to the light. Looks pretty good. So let's do Storm and Jade. Should probably do Storm and Forest, but I want to add some more colors in there. It looks like my Jade is a bit thick. So I'm just going to water it down with some distilled water. Try to loosen it up a bit. You want it to be, you want your paste to be the texture, like kind of the thickness of sour cream or yogurt consistency. So this is a bit thick. It's funny because Jason says he likes the projects where I make a bunch of little stuff. I've managed to make a mess, is what I've managed. Okay, let's see if this is going to work. So I will do the bow. It's still a little thick. In jade, and then I'll release that I'll release the jade from the silk screen area, and then I'll do yeah. So I'm just going to do the jade color first. It's going to be kind of hard to separate the bow from the bell, but I'll do my best. And I'm doing that mainly because my jade paste is so thick that if I don't separate the paste from the silk screen, it will most likely dry before I get done with the bell. And then if I pull the silk screen up, it will pull all of my jade color with it. I have a mess. So I'm just going to kind of smooth everything out. Put that lid on. Margie, is it Margie or Margie? And thank you for sprinkling. I appreciate that. So she's just spread some of the chalk love around Facebook for me. So this is a very distressed transfer. That's why you see a lot of that white area. So I'm going to lay that back down gently. And then I'm just going to burnish where I'm going to put the storm color. And put that lid on. That has seen enough air. So now I'm going to use the storm for the bell. Okay, one little piece left right here. Let's lift that part up. That's pretty. So So let's spray that down. Okay, let's get that dried. A few little places where it bled just a little. But we'll just pretend that's part of the design. So there's the bell. I have all three of those finished. I think we'll use one of these patterns on the tag. I think we'll use this one. Maybe. Yeah, I think we'll use this one on the tag. So this is one of the tag minis. It comes in a set of 6. Oops. Help if I lined it up correctly. And it just fits from top to bottom. So now I do want to put something on top of that, maybe. From this, if I think it needs to be a lighter color. Let's go bold. So I'm going to use Couture Teal on my tag. I have way too much. I'm just trying to pull it all, even it out as I go. I want to get all of that area covered. I want to get all of those squeegee lines out, because those will dry in my design if I don't. That's very pretty. Okay, let's get that dried. Okay. I'm going to continue to let that one dry. Let's see if we can get all that cleaned off. And then we'll bring in another box frame, I think. Let's go back to our, let me see how many. They have 2 box frames, 2 cutouts, and 2 chalk chips. But we'll do 2 box frames, 3 cutouts, and maybe 1 mini tag. Okay. And I have a thought for that one. Okay, I'm going to give this one a little bit of a sand just to kind of even out the surface, because I don't want the design that I'm using on it to bleed at all. This one's okay because we've put a layer of chalk paste down, and I will probably wax. Oops. That before I paste on it anyway. Try to get all that dust out of the grooves. Okay, so now we have a smooth surface. Let's bring in our fuzz cloth, and I want to use this Farm Fresh Christmas trees. I think that'll be really pretty. Oops, let's go back to my comments. Sorry, this is going to be a long project, probably. Okay, so let's do forest for the trees, and then we'll do I think we'll do Storm and the Farm Fresh and Storm and Christmas trees in red. I think that's what we'll do. So I'm using the multi-tool. It's about a 1/2 inch of it's a 1/2 inch squeegee on one end and kind of a excuse me, a stir stick on the other. I should probably wax. I will probably regret not waxing, but just trying not to have to do all the things. So let's pull that up. Just to release that from the silk screen. And then I'm just going to burnish the Farm Fresh. I'm just going to use Storm, and I'm using the small squeegee on the detail tool. Okay. Thanks for hanging out with me so far. We'll pull that up. pretty. And then we'll do this one, candy apple at the bottom. Just a tiny bit. Burnish that down, make sure it's secure. Even everything out. Very pretty. It's like a little miniature farmhouse sign. Cute little sign, little Christmas tree. Jason says that's cute. Okay, let's give that a good dry. Oh, I forgot I was going to add stockings. Oh no, we may have too much. Just trying to put our little okay, I think yeah, I'm on the right track. So I just need to finish up these two. I'm gonna experiment who's it. I'm gonna try to knock back some of the trying to think of the word I want to use. It's the raised portion of the chalk paste. I'm going to see if sanding with a brown paper bag will kind of knock back some of that raised area without distorting the design elements or smearing the chalk paste. I just want to get that a little smoother. I think that's working. It's taken off a little bit of the paste, but I just want to knock back some of that raised area. It's definitely not smearing it at all. And it feels a little smoother. It is a little smoother. My fingers are a little more green. So that did work quite a bit. It knocked back a lot of that raised area. So I think I want to use this December. That might be kind of wild. Kind of wondering. I thought about doing forest and red. I'm wondering if I should just go do black, or I could do storm. Just to kind of, I'm afraid if I add 3 colors on the same tag, I don't know. What do y'all think? Should I do forest and red, or should I keep it all one neutral color like storm and black? And then for this one, oh, I should have done, actually, what would happen if I did, I forgot I was going to do this pine cone sprig on the tag. I should have done storm on the background. Benita, you're thinking black? Okay, so what if I change my mind and do the pine cone sprig on the stripes, which I probably should have done in Storm. And then I could do the December 25th on this one in just white. So I really like that pine cone sprig. And it's long. It goes with the length of the tag. You say forest and brown. We can do that. We'll give it a whirl. If I don't like it, I can always do the back side of the tag later. I do definitely want to fuzz this really well because I'm putting it over already established paste. Definitely get those edges. Benita says she loves the pine cone sprig. I'm going to put it towards the bottom because I might add a little embellishment later, like a little miniature pine cone or a little evergreen sprig at the top. And I'm just going to burnish lightly where I need to paste. So let me get my brown. Oops. I'll get my bark. I do have a cart link in the description of the video that has all of the products. I don't have bark listed as a paste color, but the nice thing about cart links is you can easily add and subtract to your cart as needed. Okie doke. So let's do the pine cones first. I'm going to try to avoid excuse me, unnecessary strokes with my multi-tool. Smell it. I'm just going to release the 2 pine cones. And then I'm going to reburnish gently where I need to apply the forest. I'm going to load up my multi-tool. Oh, goodness. Okie doke. That turned out pretty. probably, I don't know. I kind of like it with the teal background. It's rather bold. Sorry, I'm going to have to snag another cough drop. Okay, let's try that. Okay. There's our grouping. I wanted to put a pattern on this one, but I'm not for sure. I don't know about a pattern and then, oh, we'll have to see. I'm just kind of sizing it up. I'm thinking, can you see the smoke? I'm thinking. Kind of like this this home believes as well, but I really like the bold December 25th, but I'm not sold on the pattern. And I think we'll just do white. So we're going to we could add a touch of forest with that. I don't know if that no, we won't, because the sprig won't fit. Jason says he thought he smelled something because I was thinking and smoke was coming out of my ears. So I'm not going to get to the I'm probably not going to add any stockings with the chalk suede tags, although I'd really like to. So I'm just going to use simple bright white. Just easy peasy. I'm just going to remove all the excess. I got a big glob here in the corner. So I can put all of that back in my jar. And here's hoping it didn't bleed or pull up my red. Nope. So again, I'm just spraying that down to keep all of my transfers, all of that paste that I got in the silk screen wet. So there's the December 25th. Let's make sure these are all dry. I'm going to move all this out of the way. Anita says, I'm brave this evening. I haven't waxed anything. I haven't. And it all turned out well. I had good chalk vibes this evening. Nothing bled. Okay. So now we just need to hang these. So for the cutouts, I'm going to use the Power Punch. Paula, welcome Paula. She's from, I'm assuming, Nevada, making a 10-inch paper bag wreath and watching me. Well, that's cool. Definitely post up your paper bag wreath if you can. You're welcome to share that on my page. But welcome. I'm glad you're crafting along with me this evening. These paper bag wreaths are so fun to make, and they remind me of those dehydrated apple slice wreaths. They're just a ton of fun and foolproof, which is what I like. So this is the Power Punch from Couture. It does cut through our wood cutouts. So I'm just going to figure out where I want to punch. And I try to use it upside down so I can see where I'm punching. And it punches like butter. So there's my hole. It does create a bigger hole than I would prefer, but it works great. So now I'm going to punch a hole in the bell. And again, just like butter. So if you have not picked up the Power Punch, I highly suggest it. I did not put it in the cart link, but again, you're welcome to add it to the cart. Now we'll punch our Christmas tree. I try to punch it down low enough that it gives me good clearance to hang and it won't like tear, my twine won't tear through. Speaking of twine, do I want that? I think I want something thicker. Let's use that. Okay. And I'm going to have to secure this on the back side. Since I have to cut this off anyway to make another bag, let's just use I'm just going to use part of this to help cover up my twine that I glue to the back side. We'll do it that way. Waste not, want not. Paula says, thank you. She's watched before, and it's your third paper bag wreath. Super cute and super easy. Yes, and amen. Thank you so much for watching. I'm glad I was able to inspire you because someone else was able to inspire me. Okay, so I'm just going to take some twine. Maybe I do want to use I'm going to use the thinner twine because I can always double it up. I don't know. I'm just going to guess on how long to make them because I can always cut them off. Make sure these are right side up. So I'm just going to place a little bit of hot glue on the back of my little 3x3 box frame. I'm going to stick that in the glue. I'm going to use my multi-tool to hold that down so I don't get any burnt fingers. So that's kind of what that looks like. And then I'm going to use this piece of paper bag. Just cut that little piece off. And glue that together. There's so many little the way these are folded, there's always so many little nooks and crannies. And then I'm going to probably place that lengthwise. And that'll help secure that twine even more. It's not the prettiest, but hopefully nobody will ever see that. Okay, so there's that that one. Sorry, this is a long project this evening, but and I will make a bow for the top of the wreath, but I will do that off camera. And then I'll post a pic on my Facebook page. And probably my Instagram. I'm just securing all these little flips and flaps down. Here, cut that one off. And then add some glue. Oops. And secure all that down. So we have that one. I'll probably put that one first, or I'm kind of trying to decide how long to make my strings. And I have that little star. Okay. And they probably don't need to be quite that spread apart. So now we'll just start adding to the cutouts. Do it again. So I'm just going to double this up and do my little lark's head knot. So I have my end that's folded over. I'm going to bring it through the front. So I have my tail. I'm going to grab, or I have my loop. I'm going to grab the tails. And there's that one. Easy peasy. Same way with the tag. Double that piece over so I have a loop. Take the loop through my tag. So I have my loop in the front, my tails are in the back. I'm going to bring my tails up through the loop, pull it tight, And then I just have my Lark's Head knot. Won't need as much for the Christmas tree or the star. Same thing, bring my loop through the front, bring my tails through the loop. And with this one, I'm gonna put that loop kind of to where it goes around both sides of the tree. And then I'll do the same thing with the star. I'm done with my glue gun, so I'll put that away and out of harm's way. And I did the star the exact same way. So I have one side of each loop going around each side. Let's put this away. Okay, so now, and they can overlap a little bit. I'm just trying to get kind of the grouping together. And then we can kind of adjust. We will put, I don't know how that star is going to work. Okay, so we'll start with that. So I kind of have them just bunched. So then we'll bring in our gargantuan wreath. I don't necessarily, there's my, this is where we pieced it together. I don't necessarily want everything tied there. Easier said than done. And it may be that we have to, I'm going to break apart some of these just for right now. Because I may have to kind of come at different angles with some of them to get them to hang right. So we'll start with this one. I kind of got it. So I'm just going to take apart, or I'm going to spread apart some of these my little paper donuts. I'm literally just going to tie it loosely for now. And in fact, I don't know if you can see that, but I have it kind of a loop knot. That way some of my tails kind of hang down. Then I can adjust I think I can adjust the height that way. Oop. Let's bring it up a little more. Let's see how that's going to hang. That's actually almost perfect. Okay. Okay, so then let's bring in, I know this is taking forever, I'm sorry. So let's bring in our tag. And so then I kind of want it to hang off over here. It's not quite how they have it pictured, but it's kind of how we're going to do it. And it might look stupid, I don't know. I could also glue them all together in the grouping that I want, but I think that might be. I don't know, we'll see. Quite going to end up the way that I was anticipating. I'm just kind of loosely tying these on, that way I can kind of adjust as I need to. I think that'll work. Not quite like the picture, but it works. Okay, so let's drop this one over here a little bit. And we've got this box frame. I don't know. It's kind of iffy, folks. Okay, so we have one left. I'll kind of put the star right here. Let's see what kind of a mess we have. Oops. See how these lay. I just kind of have some of the tails from where we tied it off, just kind of draped loosely. Kind of like it that way. And they all want to turn the other direction. It's actually not terrible. I think if you have it against the wall, and I need to work on my spacing a little bit better. And it might be that I need to glue them together. Let me fix my, oops, wrong one. So I think I might need to maybe glue them together. Paula's saying she missed the first part of the demo. What kind of surface did you use for the tree and the bell? I used the this piece, the star, the bell, the star, and the tree are wood cutouts from Couture, and they coordinate with the Christmas tree cutout transfer. Everything is linked in the description of the video. There's a cart link and then a link, and if you click on that link, it'll take you to all of the most of the products that I used this evening that come from Couture. But that's what these cutouts are. These tags also come from Couture. These 3x3 box frames come from Couture. Yeah, that's where the Christmas tree cutouts came from. Let's see. Yeah, I think I need to do a little bit more experimenting. So again, let's go back and look at our inspiration. So they just have longer dangles. And it's probably because they are using a brass wire, single brass wire frame, so they have more room to play with. We'll just have to do some little work. Margie says you could put a wide burlap ribbon through the middle that they could rest on. She really likes it. Paula said thank you, and Jason said cute project. I just need to work on it a little bit more. Maybe if I push the bags down a little bit. Yeah, we just need to work on a little bit. I like the concept. I just need to work on how everything dangles. So yeah. We'll work on it. I'll get it figured out. But I do like it. And it maybe I need to take a few off. Maybe I don't need so many. Did I use the larger bags? Nope. I used the same size bag for this size as I did for this size. The only difference is for the 10-inch one, I cut these bags in half. So each of these are, the tubes are made out of half of the bag. And this 10-inch wreath took 14 bags total, so 28 halves. This wreath is an 18-inch wreath form, and it took 55 solid bags. So again, to make these bags, you just fold this flap back to where it's flat, and then you cut along that flap to cut it off. And then you're left with a tube. And threw that on the ground. But to make the 10-inch one, this one, you would cut the bag in half, and then you make one tube out of half of it. So then you would reconnect, and I just used double-sided tape. You could use hot glue, you could use wet glue. So you're just going to reconnect that, and this is half of a bag, and it's one tube, and then you would use the other half for the other tube. And then for the 18-inch one, you use the whole tube, and you just scrunch it like you're putting on a pair of pantyhose. Yeah, you don't need double-sided. You won't need any tape for this one. You just use the whole bag, and you make your paper bag donut, and then you put it over your wireframe. But let me, since you missed the beginning, I wanted to show you, and I can't guarantee it's going to work, but I think it's going to make it easier to reconnect the frame. Let me go back to my overhead shot, and let's put, I don't know if this is going to help you see any better. Okay, so here's my 14. I just practiced on a 14-inch frame. So I went to a crossbar, and I cut 2 of the wires on the right side of the crossbar, and then I cut the 2 bottom wires on the left side of this vertical crossbar. So that's what that looks like. So these 2 are connected up here. These 2 are connected down here. And my thinking is that when I go to reconnect the wire, you could even, I mean, that doesn't have to be perfect. but having these two vertical crossbars still intact is going to make it easier to reconnect it. So like you could tape around that, you could twisty tie around that, and because twisty ties or pipe cleaners or chenille stems are flexible and squishable, I think it'll make it easier to reconnect. And then you just need to reconnect the two single ones once you get it connected somewhat in the middle. I think that'll make it easier the next time. Hopefully that makes sense. If you come up with any other ideas, let me know. Otherwise, you just mash a lot of hot glue in there and hope it stays connected. But these are so much fun to make. I will fix the dangles though, because obviously they're not working real whippy. But I'll get them fixed. That might be too many. Maybe I'll add a few to my 14-inch one, and then I'll keep a few for the 18-inch, and we'll be good. But there you go. Cute little idea to, and then I will put a bow up here. I'll just do that off camera when I get all the little dangles figured out, and I will post it up on Facebook, Instagram, all that fun stuff. Okay, doke. Paula says thanks. Margie says thanks for showing the paper bag and chalk items. Great explanations while crafting. Well, thank you, and you're welcome. I hope I make sense most of the time. Again, just a reminder that Couture has released another set of Black Friday deals. They dropped this morning at 9 p.m. Central. So there are, it is 50% off select everyday transfers. And there are some really good transfers. There's some that go way back from before I was a designer, and I've been a designer for like 4.5 years. There's the I Love You, a bushel and a peck and a hug around the neck. It's a 12 by 18 transfer. It was available this morning. That's a really popular one. There was a really cute size A coffee one that's been re-released that was highly sought after. So go check those out at www.chalkcouture.com/RobinsEggBlueCreations. And all of those Black Friday deals are listed under the specials. So if you shop by category, go to the specials category, and all those are listed. Couture has also extended the 12.5-inch faux embroidery hoop surface across this week's deals as well. So go check that out. That used to only be available through a kit, and now it is available by itself. Also, if you are a Club Couture member, remember you get 10% off of additional 10% off the weekly deals through November. We also have speaking of Club Couture, we do have this month's exclusive Club Couture transfer and paste single packets. If you want any additional information about that, just put club in the comments and I will send you some information about that later. But let's go back to me. Oops, I got to take that off. There. Nope. Wrong picture. There we go. So I'll be live again on Wednesday evening, either 7:15 or 7:45 Central. Just kind of depends on when I get off work that day. I'll have another fun project for you that evening. That is Central Time. So I thank you for hanging out with me this evening. If you happen to watch later, thank you so much for watching the replay. I greatly appreciate your support. Make sure you spread the chalk love, hit that heart button, and I will see you later. Thanks.